Welcome to the Onion series by More Than Makeup Limited.
We are here today talking to another very good friend of mine, Ceronne Bayley.
I'm a human being.
Yeah.
Right? So your heart starts to race and your palms start to sweat.
Yes.
And you really begin to wonder what is going on.
Now, we have so many women who go through issues with their pregnancies, and they may encounter as well challenges with their baby when their baby is born. So stay tuned. We're definitely going to talk to Ceronne a little bit more and really inspire each other in terms of having so much strength to deal with these situations as women.
Wanted to talk about
everything.
What we are more than.
Yes.
Yes.
More than. So more than makeup and you being just more than strong. Like more than everything, I swear. I look at you and I see like what you've been through.
Oh gosh.
And I just wanted to talk about that and talk about how everything has been going right now. So let's rewind to a year ago. Right, and let us know the story that was behind that.
So a year ago, my husband and I find out that we're expecting another child.
Right.
It was not planned in the least. You know, so it was a shock to the both of us.
Right.
But after we get over the initial shock, which for me lasted till about July.
Yeah.
Right, I was in
It takes a while.
Yeah, I was in shock for the whole month of June, end of May to June. What's going on here in my life?
Right.
But okay, so after we passed through that stage, okay, the baby is here, we're pregnant, the baby is coming, let's just deal with it.
Yes.
So fast track 6 months to the end of October 2018, go to a regular routine doctor's visit, and he does the ultrasound in his office, and he notices excessive fluid in the amniotic sac. It's the bag that the baby is in.
Right, yeah.
Sent me to West Shore to get a more detailed ultrasound, and that ultrasound revealed too much cerebrospinal fluid in the baby's brain, in the ventricles of the baby's brain. Right. So it's a condition called Hydrocephalus.
Right.
Right, where there's too much cerebrospinal fluid in the brain.
And how rare is that?
From what I've read,
Yes.
about one or two in every 1,000 babies are born with it.
Okay.
Right? When you're born with it, it's congenital hydrocephalus.
Right.
But you can also acquire it throughout your life. So senior citizens as well can get acquired hydrocephalus.
Okay, wow.
Right, but Javon, my son, he was born with it.
Right.
So we discovered this in October.
Yes.
Right. So at that point, after dealing with the initial shock of the pregnancy itself, you now have a very serious problem to process.
Yeah. How
right?
did you deal with that? Just being in the doctor's office and just hearing that news.
So what, dear Lord, is going on? Because I base my life on spirituality and following the guidelines of my faith.
Yeah, so the big question is why?
The big question is, what, dear Lord, are you doing in my life right now? Because everything that I've gone through in the past, I've always led to something.
Right.
Something better.
Yes.
So that was my thinking and my prayers, my conversations with the Lord were, what is the plan through this?
Yes. What is the good that is going to come out of it?
What is the good? Because there has to be something. That has been the pattern of my life so far. I'm not really on board with your methods.
Yes.
Right? I'm telling you, this is my conversations with the Almighty.
Yeah.
I'm not understanding the way that you do things, but what it is you're trying to do here.
Right.
So my doctor suggested, he's like, I would highly recommend that you go to the United States to deal with this if you have the opportunity. Right?
So you ship out one time?
So November 1st, 2018, I was on a plane to the U.S.
Yes.
Right? By the grace of the Lord, I have family in the U.S.
And everything just kind of planned. Everything flowed how it was supposed to, right?
Came together. All crooked paths were made straight. That is how it was. From the time I landed in the U.S., every single obstacle was shut down.
Yes.
Right, to the point where he was born. They monitored him every week, with weekly monitoring. And yes, the fluid was going, but I just knew that I'm here for a purpose. This is happening for some purpose, and I'm just looking forward to whatever that purpose is. So he was born.
And went to surgery one time.
3 days old.
Right.
He had surgery, had brain surgery at 3 days old.
Yeah.
Right, from an excellent neurosurgeon in Long Island.
Right.
And what they did, they inserted something called a VP programmable shunt.
Okay.
Right, and that is what they use to treat hydrocephalus now.
Right.
So it's a shunt that goes into the brain. Right. There's tubing that goes into the ventricles, and there's a programmable valve that you can actually see outside of the right under the skull.
Right.
And that tube, that device drains the fluid from the brain into the abdomen and comes out as waste. Okay. So that is what he has in his head right now, and that is what he's going to have to live with for the rest of his life.
So okay, let's talk about now. So now I see Javon, happy baby, smiley, lifting his head up. So how are you coping? So Javon looks like he's doing well. And I remember when we had this initial discussion, you answer the phone and you're like, hey, how's everything? And I'm like, how you going? And then you were like, yeah, well, I just finished ball out the place.
Yeah. So, you know,
how are you going?
Every now and again, you just have to, I kind of sit back and I'm like, wow. You know,
a little overwhelming.
A little overwhelming, right? Because miraculous things have happened with Javon.
Right.
Javon is holding his head up. He's almost creeping. He's on his way to full recovery. They're doing MRIs. Everybody's pleased with his development. He does physical therapy. All I get is good news concerning Javon.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just so grateful. Sometimes I cry just through pure overwhelm.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's joy because I'm so grateful what happened with him. It's anxiety for the future. It's sorrow.
It's everything.
It's everything, and it's difficult to pinpoint one emotion to those tears. You know. So
do you feel like, okay, so many women as well go through where you have a pregnancy, unexpected issues, and that changes the rest of your life. You may not be working anymore. A lot of people dedicate their whole lives to just staying home and just taking care of their child because you're back and forth from the States and here. So how has that changed your life and as it is now? Like what are you gonna see? What you're seeing yourself doing next year or two?
It has changed my life, right? But you know, it hasn't disrupted my life. Right? Because I think when things like this happen and you're looking at the circumstance, you know, if we just look at it at face value, right, and we get into a depression maybe, it can disrupt your life.
Yes.
Right? This has not disrupted our life. It has added joy to our life. It's been a blessing to us.
Yes.
That I was not working before he came. Right? Through something else.
Yes.
But you know, now that he is here and we've survived the storm of the last year, you know, I'm ready to go back out to work. And I'm not allowing it to disrupt my life.
And I think that's an important point, that you're not allowing it to be disruptive.
You cannot.
And you can't see it like that. You have to see it as a blessing and just work with that.
It is a blessing, right? And what it has done for me is has made me more focused. Right, much more focused because he has medication to take. Right, because he not only has an issue with his brain, he also had an episode with his heart in the NICU.
Really?
When he spent 14 days in the NICU, and there was an episode where his heart accelerated, and you know, doctors had to come, and a cardiologist got involved. So he's on heart medication now until he's 1. Right. You know, so it has got me focused. Yes. Right, because we have to overcome this.
Yeah.
Right? This is not going to get the better of us.
Exactly.
So there's an ease that comes with
Yeah.
it. There's an ease with dealing with Javon.
Yeah.
Right? Because when the mother is anxious, it transfers to the baby.
Yes, exactly.
I remember with my first baby with Jordan.
Yeah.
Jordan is 6 now, going on 7.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was doing when I had Jordan, when I
Yeah.
first had Jordan.
Most of us don't. Our first
I
baby,
didn't-
that is just by trial and error. We have
I
no
did
clue.
not know. I was so anxious.
Yeah.
I know, and my mother passed away when I was 25.
Yeah.
I didn't have my mother at the point in time when he was born.
Right.
I felt so alone, and in over my head, it's like, how can I be responsible for a whole human being?
Yeah.
That is how I felt with Jordan when he was a
Yeah.
baby, you know. But
Yeah.
now, in spite of everything, there's a peace.
Yeah. Let's talk about your support system. How has that been for you?
Yeah.
Because like you were telling me, I was like, where Jordan? And you're like, yeah, he gone away. I'm like, what? What's happening?
No man is an island.
Right.
Right, so, and I have had strong support from family, my side of the family, my husband's side of the family, neighbors.
Serious.
Persons, there are some instances where persons I don't even know have come across that help me.
Yeah.
Right now, just as an example, my son Jordan, my 6-year-old, he is in Los Angeles with my husband's aunt.
Right.
So that will ease you a little bit
Yeah,
during
yeah,
this
yeah.
period. When I went up to the States with Javon, I went to my family who's been living there for years.
Welcomed you with
Welcome
open
you with
arms.
open arms. Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't even working at the time. It's like,
Yeah.
come, we're gonna deal with this, we're gonna get through this.
Right.
And that's what happened. I remember there was one Javon got discharged from the NICU, and that same evening the NICU is calling, said that he needs to get to the emergency room immediately because he had elevated bilirubin levels that will lead to jaundice. And
Oh gosh.
so
I can't.
so at that I broke down at that point in time
Right.
because they were at work. There was Javon and I alone home.
Right.
And this is winter time, and I literally grabbed Javon, wrapped him up as warmly as I possibly could. I went outside of the house. I said, Lord, show me which house to go to. Show me which house to go to. Here I'm in a strange place, right? And I
Yeah.
literally just picked a house.
Yeah.
Right? And I went to the neighbor, and they drove me and Javon,
hospital.
total stranger,
Right.
to the hospital, so that, and we went to the ER, and now they're still in my life. So I have new
Yes.
friends now.
Yes.
You know, so help comes from different sources.
And I guess that's why, like, I feel like if all of this is happening, because I don't know, Ceronne, I don't know if it could happen to me, you know. How have you all dealt with that, and how are you all dealing with that now in terms of your relationship?
I try to call them when I was up there every day. So while they're on their way to work, right, on their way to work and to school, I would call, and that would happen every morning. And we just maintained it. Joel and Jordan came up for the birth of Javon.
Right, I remember that.
So he was there
Yeah.
for the birth. I came back home in April. And I said, no, we're going to do the back and forth thing because I can't just go up there and live up there. I have my family and my life here.
Right.
You know, we have a business running. We have a business, As You Like It events. And that's really Joel's brainchild. I'm there as a more of a business support. You know, so that's what
So
we do.
you all are maintaining it,
So
and
we
you
are
all are just,
maintaining it.
yeah.
And, you know, family helps us. You can't do it by yourself.
Yes.
You really can't do it by yourself. And I used to think when I left home, I used to think, okay, I'm going to have my neat little family with the little nuclear family, and we're going to do our thing ourselves.
Yeah.
No.
No, you can't. Yeah, you
It's-
can't live in isolation.
I can't live in isolation. It's really a
Yes.
village.
Yeah.
It's really a village.
And in these situations, I think it has like brought the best in everyone. So everyone, your family, even you, you're saying you're more focused and that kind of thing. I'm sure Joel, as a husband as well, is, you know, being the best husband that he could be. So it's just bringing out the best in everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the most important thing, I think.
And that's the most important thing.
Ceronne, thank you so much for allowing us to be here for allowing me to be here and for us to talk about it.
I thought I was going to ball out the place, honestly.
Seeing Javon being so happy and you in such high spirits, like there's nothing really to cry about. It's just really pure joy.
It's really when sometimes you have your feelings of overwhelmed, but when you really think about it and think of the truth and look back on what has happened, there's nothing to cry about.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.